Guys, I'm making a batch of Katayef. Here you've got some flour, semolina, baking powder, yeast. I'm gonna just grab my sugar, and this year I'm adding some of the taza orange blossom water to my Katayef. This is not in my recipe, but you can add this or rose water or vanilla to your liking, like a teaspoon of it. A little goes a long way. And it gives a nice flavor to your Katayef, but this is completely optional. I did not include that in my recipe just because I think not everybody is going to like this kind of flavor in their Katayef, but feel free to add a teaspoon in your mix. It's really yummy. So when you're following any of my recipes, just know I use the standard measuring cups for everything. Like I have the set of these, and then here is my standard measuring spoons. So if it's 1 1/4 teaspoons, I'm using the 1 teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon. Tablespoon, I use the tablespoon, just so y'all can have a more accurate finish and we can have pretty much the same product. So here I've got the baking powder on top of the flour. Let me get some yeast in here. So I want to also show y'all what sugar I use in my kitchen, the one that's not bleached. It's just the organic sugar from Costco. I don't know if y'all can see the color on it. So it's not like brown or anything, but I want to show you how beautiful the syrup. This is my simple syrup. It looks almost like a honey color. And I always store it in a glass container. I just feel like simple syrup being stored in glass, it stays better, airtight. See? Beautiful. But that's the color that this sugar gives you. It's really, really pretty. So I just pulsed it on mix for a little bit just so it could all be incorporated together. Now I'm gonna put the water in slowly as I'm mixing it. So I might be not on my game right now because I just realized that I did it backwards. I usually put the water and yeast in here first and let it sit for a little so the yeast can get activated. Then I put in the dry ingredients that I've mixed together in a bowl. This is what happens when I'm low on caffeine. It's okay. I will see what happens, and guess what? I'm gonna take you along with me. So yeah, Dina did not follow her own recipe. It's okay. It's okay. So while it was on stir, I was adding the water in slowly. I'm just gonna I'm eyeballing the tablespoon actually. Let me show y'all the consistency. I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like. It's kind of on the watery side, but don't forget this is a 50-50 flour to semolina ratio mix. And what's it called? You want the semolina to soak up some of the liquids. So it will get a little thicker, but you don't want it too thick because you want them to be flexible to where you can stuff them and fold them. So I'm gonna let this rest just for a couple minutes, get my teapot ready. I use the teapot to pour them, and I'm gonna get my towel, my station ready. So stay along with me and I'll show you all the rest of the steps. All right, so as you can see, it's been sitting. It's not as bubbly as I'd like it to be, so I don't know how it's gonna be. We won't know until we start pouring. So anyway, I'm gonna pour some now into the teapot. I like to use the teapot because I don't know if you see like the holes over there. Oh, is that my door? Rude. They know I'm recording. All right, guys, so now it's been resting for 15 minutes. We're ready to pour it into the teapot. There's holes here, so it's gonna help kind of blend it, smooth it out right before we pour. I'm gonna put it in here. It makes pouring a lot easier. All right, and now we can go to our skillet that's preheated. All right, we've got the prep station already cleaned up. Now we're gonna go to the stove. I've got the second batch here. It'll just keep resting. And right before I pour it into the teapot, I'll just give it a mix. And if it got too thick, I'll just put a little bit of water on it and give it a few pulses to thin it out again. So let's go and see how it goes. So bismillah. Inshallah khair. All right, let's try our first one. I know this is going to take longer, but I just have bad luck with the griddle. I'm going to do 2 at a time eventually. I just want to see how the first one comes up. So I don't know if my griddle's hot enough. So as you can tell, you don't flip them. You just wait until it looks like it's not raw on top, see? So these right here, just as soon as this starts to dry off, that's when you take it off. And you're on medium heat the whole time. You don't want to burn them. Don't forget you fry them, so that's when they crisp up and get the beautiful golden color. So I'm not looking for them to have a lot of color when they're not stuffed and fried, see? I just put a towel, a kitchen towel, on just a dish. And as soon as I start to collect the whole bottom, then I'm going to start to put them bubble side on each other. But I want to also point something out. As soon as you take them off the skillet, they're hard. They quickly become soft as soon as you put them down, flat side down. So this one's done. Let me just get it off. Put it here. Let me finish pouring and I'll be back. So as they start to cool, you just put them bubble side together just so they don't dry out and you're able to like close them, because you need them to be a little, not doughy, but like they need to be able to close and not open up. And I'm going to show y'all what I do to ensure that that doesn't happen with my katayef. If you want, you can make the small katayef while you're pouring your larger one. You know, the asafir or asafiri? They're just tiny little ones that you fill with ishta or Nutella, Biscoff. There's a million fillings that everybody's being so creative with. They're just smaller like that. Something else I'm doing is I'm keeping a fork in here just so I can mix it before I put it. I don't want to water it down. And this one was ugly, so I just wanted to see how they close, and alhamdulillah, so far so good. Just doing this kind of thing. Just hold the fork back.